So Basho, more than any Japanese poet, deepened the Zen influence on the haiku form. He believed that the way of Zen and the way of haiku were not separate, and this was embodied in his notion of the way of poetry. According to R.H. Blythe, Zen is poetry. Poetry is Zen. They are not two different things. Rather, the practice of Zen and the practice of poetry are fused into one within Basho's poetry. Many of his poems reflect the aloneness and solitude of a meditative life, specifically the aloneness and solitude of everyday kensho, or daily enlightenment that comes with the practice of meditation. In some ways, we could say that each of Basho's haiku achieves and captures a moment of satori, or enlightenment, and then returns to the world of ordinary humanity, letting the poem pass away. As Basho once wrote, quote, "Achieve enlightenment, then return to this world of ordinary humanity." Now, one of the fundamental ideas behind Zen Buddhism is the concept of awareness, specifically the awareness of natural resonances, of natural phenomena in the world. Awareness, or being aware, being in the moment, is using your senses to listen, watch, and feel the environment anew from moment to moment, to not allow yourself to be attached to your passing thoughts and your sense of identity, but rather to be in a state of awareness, a state of meditation. It is in such a moment that you begin to notice what's around you and how each part relates to other parts. So if you're in a state of meditation, you begin to distinguish different sounds around you, and you begin to kind of separate them through your paying attention to those sounds and those feelings and those sights and smells. The state of awareness, what is commonly called mindfulness today, means to be non-judgmental and non-discriminating, to allow things to appear and reveal themselves without judgment. So awareness is also a form of reverence, appreciating the smallness in things, being reverent to things and experience as they unfold in the present moment. Now, this concept of awareness or mindfulness is related to a Japanese concept that goes by the word aware, which is not the same thing as the English aware. In Japanese, the word aware means touchingness, or the moving stirringness and touchingness of things that evoke an emotional response in people. It originally simply meant emotion initiated by the engagement of the senses. So both haiku and haibun, two forms of writing or poetry that we find in Basho, are forms that evoke this sense of aware, this quality of certain objects to evoke feelings of longing, sadness, and immediate sympathy in the reader. Aware was an adjective that referred to the emotional quality inherent in objects, people, nature, and art. It was through aware, in other words, that a poet could merge the subjective and objective into a moment of insight and realization. So aware is a product of one's awareness, one's deep meditative state.